Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel HackerFox. In this video, I'm going to show you how to install Proxmox on an Oracle VirtualBox. So for that, you need to first download the ISO image of Proxmox. For that, we'll go to our Edge browser and type Proxmox download. Hit enter and click on the first link over here. Once you click on the first link, you can see here you got the latest release of the Proxmox, that is Proxmox VE 8.3 ISO installer. Hit the download button over here. For now, I'll pause because I already have the Proxmox installer installed, download ISO image in my downloads. For now, I'll pause this download. Once your Proxmox ISO image is downloaded, open your Oracle VirtualBox and click on New. Here type Proxmox and select your ISO image over here. Here you can see I have my Proxmox VE 8.3 version ISO image. I'll double click on that, and once I double click on that, I'll go to the type of OS or Proxmox is based on, that is Linux. I click on Linux, then the subtype is Debian based and the version is Debian 64-bit. So once we are done with the name and operating system type, we'll keep unattended installs as default, and let's move on to hardware. Here hardware, I'll allocate 5555 MB of base memory and 4 cores, and you can allot the cores and the base memory according to your system's configuration. I would recommend you to allot at least 2 cores of processors and at least 3000 MB of base memory. This we are done with hardware. Next, move on to hard disk. I recommend you to at least allot 30 gigabyte of virtual hard disk. After that, I'll type Proxmox 1 here because I already once set up the Proxmox. So I'll type Proxmox 1 here, and the same will be the configuration for this. Then I'll hit finish. Once I hit finish, I'll go to settings. There are some important settings to be done if you want to run the Proxmox upon your Oracle VirtualBox. First, let me check upon the general basic settings. These settings will be same. Next, move on to the advanced tab. We need to enable bidirectional shared clipboard over here. Once you are done with this, we'll go to system tab, and here in system tab, let's click on the processor tab. Once we click on this processor tab, we'll check the enabled feature, that is enable nested VTX feature over here. Once we are done with that, our next point is we need to go to network. We need to enable adapter 1, which will be enabled by default in your Oracle VirtualBox, but we need to change the network type to bridge from NAT for adapter 1, and you need to allow all in the promiscuous mode. Next, go to adapter 2 and enable adapter 2, and make adapter 2 as host only adapter, and make promiscuous mode as allow all. So we are done with all our settings, which is suitable for Proxmox over here. Once you are done with all the settings, you can click OK. Once you click on OK, now we are good to power on our Proxmox. Let's start the machine. So we are at the installation first page of Proxmox. I'll hit enter. We need install Proxmox in graphical version. So I'll hit enter. This may take some time. Once we are done with this, you can see there's a end user license agreement. You can click I agree, and this will be your default option. You need to check your target hardware score here and make sure it is what you want. And I leave this by default and I'll hit next. Make sure the country location is India, the time zone is Asia Kolkata. I'll hit next. You can change the country according to your location, and this will be your convenience. Set your password here. Here I'll keep my password as, well, I can't say the password, but I'll set my password over here. You can set your password. And email will be, instead of writing your complete email, just change the invalid to com, setting up this as a default email kind of thing. And we'll hit next. It says the password is too short. Just a second. Make sure that your password has at least 5 characters. It would be good. Then click on next. Once you click on next, again change this pv.example.invalid to com, and all these things will be by default. It will be set as it is, and hit next. Once you hit next, you got the summary of your setup. It says please confirm the displayed information, and once you press the installer button, you can't do any changes regarding all these internal settings of Proxmox. And this will be your gateway, this will be your DNS, and this will be your ENP-S3, and I'll hit install. We're about to complete the Proxmox installation. Once it's installed, it will automatically reboot itself. So here it's gonna reboot. Let's wait till this thing gets rebooted again. So once this Proxmox is rebooted, it will again redirect you to the installer page. So this happens because we still have the ISO image of Proxmox mounted. For that, we need to unmount the ISO image. So for now, we'll close this. We'll power off the virtual machine of Proxmox. So I'll go to my settings. I'll click on storage, and here in controller ID, you can see here in optical drive, click on this CD like option and hit remove disk from virtual drive. Then you can see here it's empty, then click on OK. So once you click on OK, you can again power on your Proxmox. So I'll hit enter. So we have arrived at our login of our Proxmox. So you can see the PV login. The default login of Proxmox would be root, and I'll hit enter, it will prompt me to enter my password. So once entered my password, you are successfully loaded into your Proxmox. As you can see, you can type your commands, that is, you are at the root at PVE. So hopefully you are done with your installation of Proxmox. For reference of commands in Proxmox, you can type man space man if needed, or just man. I mean man space man. So you can see over here there is a bunch of commands which could be a bit convenient to write and run commands on this Proxmox. If you find this video helpful, please make sure to subscribe and like my video. Thank you.